magandang dilag.
Ay nako, kay init-init naman talaga. Kasi alam niyo ba? Alam niyo ba kung ba't mainit? Kasi alam mo niya, nandito na ako. Anyways, hi sa inyong lahat. Mga ka-Royce, this is me, Royce 1. And welcome back to my vlog. For today's video, gagawa tayo ng very special video. And gawa naman tayo ng video na original or something different naman. Para naman hindi tayo effect dito. Ayan, so for today's video, ang gagawin natin is magluluto po tayo ng aking specialty, which is buttered chicken. Ayan, pero yung buttered chicken natin or yung pagluluto natin with the twist. Kasi maingay din yung aso doon, kaya hindi ko na naririnig yung boses ko. After we cook, of course, magmumukbang po tayo. Ayan, mukbang. Siyempre, yung mukbang natin may twist na naman. Siyempre, hindi pwedeng kain ka lang ng kain, lapang ka lang ng lapang, pero wala kang ginagawa. Ano yun? Anong basing content yun? Anyways, ang gagawin nga natin is magsasagot naman ako ng scientific questions regarding and relating to collision theory and factors that affect reaction rate. Well, for our newcomers and for those who aren't subscribed yet on my channel, click the notification bell button and subscribe button pa! Go ka na, girl! Go ka na, girl! Ayan, handa ka na ba? Handa ka na ba? Handa na ba ako? Well, let's get it on! Ayan, so ipapakita ko naman sa inyo yung mga gagamitin nating ingredients and components that we'll be using to cook this buttered chicken. Okay? Okay? Okay. Okay, syempre kailangan natin buttered chicken. Buttered chicken. Butter! Nakikita ba? Ayan, butter! So definitely yung butter natin medyo maliit kasi minimal lang. Syempre ako lang kakain dahil mo. Syempre, katabi ng buttered chicken. Syempre si chicken! Pero ang pinili natin si legs, ay si wings. Kasi gusto kong lumipad. Charos. Anyways, ayan si wings. 4 pieces lang kasi super cheap na tayo. Ang mahal-mahal po ng chicken, guys. And then of course, buttered chicken. Syempre, yung mga basic components when cooking. Ang arte ng cooking. Anyways, Anyways? Feeling ko 10 beses ko na nasabing anyways. Okay, ito. Garlic. Garlic ba to? Pero bawang. Okay, bawang. And then onions. Onions. Onions ba? Yes, onions diba? Okay, onions. And then, kailangan din natin ng spices. Silver swan. And then, susunod din dyan ang oyster sauce. Kasi gusto ko sana is pupunta, magdadive ako. Sisisit ako sa Pacific Ocean. Para kumuha ko ng oyster sauce. Pero sabi ko, nakakatamad. Kaya bumili na lang ako sa bayan. Mamacita's oyster sauce! Mamacita's. And then, syempre, kailangan din daw natin ng ketchup. Depende na yun sa proper grammar or pronunciation. Ayan, ketchup, parang dugo o parang namatay pa ako. Siyempre, kailangan din natin ng condiments. Condiments? You know condiments? Condiments, okay? Siyempre, nandiyan ang asin. Salt. Pero siyempre, mahirap tayo. Wala tayong idol salt. Kaya ang atin is yung parang malalaking tipak ng salt. Ayan, sis. Ay, hindi nakikita kasi white din yung plato. Ayun, nahulog. Charot. Anyways, ito po naman yung garlic pepper. Pepper to, di ba? Okay, tingnan mo, hindi pati ingredients, hindi ko alam. By the way, baka may nakalimutan ako. For additional purposes of flavors and, you know, aroma and everything, we need Sprite. Ayan. Pinuto na natin to in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it on! brownish na siya and super dark. But let's see, mamaya, let's taste it. But let me explain or let me start the introduction of collision theory. So collision theory explains, this is a kind of theory that explains why different reactions occur in different time. And it suggests ways to affect the rate of chemical reaction or reaction itself. This theory assumes that when a molecule or an ion or a particle collide, they will create a substance. But not all of this reaction will create or will be a successful collision. So, this collision principle assumes that for a particle to occur, they must collide. Meaning it is the most basic principle of this theory. Now, if you're gonna ask me, paano nga ba nagkakaroon ng successful collision yung mga particles or yung mga molecules? Well, first of all, the first step is, sinabi ko nga kanina, they must collide. And from this collision, they must have sufficient energy to break the chemical bonds. Meaning these chemical bonds are the existing bonds of those particles. Kailangan nilang i-disrupt yung mga remaining o yung mga remnants ng kanilang bonds para makapag-produce and mag-allow sila to form a new product. And of course, comes with sufficient energy, they must also collide with proper orientation. Meaning the atoms of those particles must line up para pumantay yung atoms and mag-allow to form a new product. First step, they must collide. Second, with sufficient energy. And third, lastly, they must collide with proper orientation. By the way, there is a term in collision theory wherein it is called concentration. And it states that with low concentration, there will be lesser collisions. And with high concentration, there will be more collisions. And there is also a term molecular collisions, wherein the more particles are present, the more the chances or the probability that a collision will happen. Let me give you an example. In a classroom setting wherein there are 10 students blindfolded, o sige, may blindfolded yung mga 10 students natin. Tapos yung instruction ng teacher nila is magbabanggaan sila or maglalakad silang sila ng mabagal. Are you sure that merong magkakaroon ng collision or yung magbabanggaan sila? Yes, merong collision pero syempre tsambahan lang yun kasi mabagal lang yung paglalakad nila. Pero pag sabi ng teacher, bilisan nyo, tumakbo kayo nang naka-blindfold sila, there will be many collisions or bumping of students. Which definitely means that the faster the molecules move, the faster the reaction will be. So ayan, tikman na natin siya. Feeling ko kasi maalat to tayo. Okay. Okay. Masarap siya! Hindi ko na-prepare. Sarap naman siya. Diba nasukan siya? Medyo kasi meron siya. So, pinasa na for the sweetness. Hindi na meron siya. Siya na lang isang mix of flavors. Yan, so nakita nyo nagkaroon na nga ng collision si A and B. Pak. Meron din silang minimum amount of energy or what we call activation energy. And nag-line up na din sila with proper orientation. Then that definitely means nagkaroon na po tayo ng successful and effective collision. Aside from the process itself, there are some factors that can affect the reaction rate. This reaction rate is the amount of time it takes for a chemical reaction to come to completion. Meaning ito yung amount ng time na kung saan ang chemical reaction ay natatapos o nagaganap. So here are some factors that affect the reaction rate. Number 1, the particle size or the surface area. We can all see that as the particle size of the reaction becomes smaller, the reaction speed increases. Siyempre kung maliit lang yung place or yung surface area niya, natural lang na talagang mabilis yung faster rate, yung reaction rate natin. The overall surface area are exposed to the reactions particles increases as particle size decreases. And as a result, the total surface area and volume ratio also increases. Second factor is temperature. We all know that temperature is very important in any chemical reaction because this temperature states that the higher the temperature, the higher the rate of reaction. Meaning, otherwise, or the vice versa, the lower the temperature, the lower the chances or the rate of reaction. Okay, so aside from the particle size or the surface area and the temperature, there is also the catalyst that speeds up the reaction process and provides a great amount of energy, thus facilitating and increasing the rate of reaction. And the last one, we have concentration. And as I've said earlier, concentration states that the higher the concentration, the higher the chances of collisions, while the lower the collisions or the concentration, the lower the chance of a collision. So those are the factors that affect the reaction rate. Number 1, particle size. Number 2, temperature. Number 3, catalyst. And number 4, concentration. In a nutshell, a successful or effective collision must meet the 2 criteria. Number 1, they must collide with sufficient energy, and number 2, they must collide with proper orientation. Now that we've done explaining the collision theory and the factors that affect the reaction rate, did that rise in your curiosity level to start solving the mysteries of life? If so, then stop sitting around and eating just like me and instead, be curious. Goodbye and thank you so much for watching this video. Click that subscribe button, click that like button, and click that notification bell button. Thank you so much. God bless. Bye, mga ka-Royce.